Before purpose, before identify, before even consciousness, there is existence. It's the foundation we stand on, yet we almost never look down. Why? Because existence doesn't shout, it whispers. And in that whisper lie the most important questions. Why am I here? Am I truly me without others? Does existing mean more than survival? We live fast, we move on, we act like the present moment is enough. But beneath every decision, every emotion, every fragment of thought, there is the silent gravity of being. In this episode, we stop, we take a breath, we go back to the most basic and most complex reality of all existence. A point before all dualities, a concept that carries all others. Neither light nor darkness, but the canvas they both need. Welcome to the beginning of the journey from door to essence, from pot to wood. This is not just a podcast, this is an invitation to question, to feel, to remember existence. Let's begin. When we want to divide existence into its building blocks, the part we need to analyze is what's created. Rather than taking the situation ontologically, we should realize that we are still a level 1 player and make our moves accordingly. Here, although indirect concepts such as energy use, cell structure, instinct, which we will talk about in future videos, come into play, the priority will be to use these concepts correctly to protect existence. Now, let us concentrate a little more on preserving what's created. Did the first ones really need people like themselves to decipher the meaning of their existence? Of course not. Those who saw its reflection in the water, those who watched the sun rise and set, those who witnessed the trees shedding their leaves and drying up were aware that birth was necessarily a matter of clarification and explosion. From that second onwards, it took its place in the flow. But there was something missing. The waters would become cloudy, the day would end and night would come. The trees would not grow green from autumn to spring. Although existence could continue in other ways, sometimes it was necessary to preserve the desired state. This point of view still exists today. People look for the basic quest arising from existence under different stones, avoid analyzing the problem deeply, and try to find solution in utopian areas. Even the existence of psychological studies tries to take one back to place, time or the past rather than addressing existence. When analyzing all the good or bad situations in our minds, we must first look at ourselves, understand who is the creator of the situation, and make an evaluation by associating it with our own experience. After all, as I mentioned at the beginning, since there's a creator in all situations, trying to improve good situations for the better, and trying to improve bad situations will only be realized by going to its basis, that's by examining its existential structure. If we go down to the core, we must realize that this is the point from which everything begins and from which whatever is decided will be up there. It may be an inspiration or a finger touching an important part of your life. Only the individual himself or someone as close to the individual can make sense of the sign. When we misuse what's within us, our energy, our instincts, our inner voice, we not only weaken our connection with existence, we also blur its meaning. That's when the echo of absence begins to grow. not with a great collapse, but with a slow, silent erosion of self. We still move, we still do these things, but the essence slips away. Then the question is to be able to exist, to see existence as an action, not a possession, before searching for meaning, before creating an identifier, before defining the soul, learning to just be. Because being is not something we have, it's a state of consciousness that we need to maintain, nurture, and realign every day. And this requires a new kind of awareness, not just a mental clarity, but an existential discipline. To walk in the world with respect for being itself. Because every concept we will explore in this series, desire, death, fear, or belief, ultimately reflects our relationship with our own being. And that's why this is a beginning, a silent revolution, and it starts here.